Hey everybody, Omega Havoc here. Pokemon Red with only one Porygon was a really easy challenge, it really wasn't too difficult, so this time we're going to a Pokemon with really bad stats. Today is the day we figure out would I be able to beat Pokemon Gold with only a single Slugma. Slugma isn't a terrible Pokemon, its stats aren't great, but it has an incredibly wide move pool which helps it deal with battles which would be suspected to struggle with. Getting Flamethrower at level 36 and Rock Slide at level 43 will help in the long run. Let's explain the rules. During battle I can only use Slugma. I will also be using other Pokemon as HM users, but they will not be allowed in battle. No intentional glitches and exploits, no items are allowed to be used during battle, only held items for Slugma, Pokeballs for catching HM users and healing items outside of battle. If you enjoy the video, be sure to like, subscribe and comment whether you think I'm going to win or not. This run is looking to be quite painful near the end of it, but the start should be a breeze. I'm still quite worried about Red though. Let's begin. So right at the beginning I use the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Totodile with Slugma so we can do the whole run with it. I replaced Totodile so my rival would have Meganium because I want to have a less stressful run with the Pokemon I am using. I name him Ethan after my good friend King Slugma, whose channel I definitely recommend watching and link will be in the description. So we make our way through Cherry Grove and make our way up to Mr. Pokemon's house. He gives me an egg. Everyone place your bets in the comment what is in the egg. I'm so hyped to see this myself. So I'm really sorry about this, but I forgot to record the rival fight, but the good news is I won, so we're moving on. Youngster Joey fight, and I'm genuinely scared because this fight can be really brutal. He has a top percent Rattata, which can be really difficult to beat because it has Tackle and Tail Whip, which are absolutely devastating moves. But we managed to take it out with 2 Embers before things get nasty. Next we reach Violet City, and we instantly go to Bellsprout Tower to gain some levels before we take on Faulkner's gym. We blitz through it though because we have Ember, and the majority of their team consists of Bellsprout and Hoot Hoot. Either way though, we reach the final stage fight and we take him out in a few Embers. He posed no real threat to us though, as we obtain the HM for Flash and use the escape rope to leave. Next we decide to take on the gym. Faulkner sends out Pidgey and I go for Rock Throw and miss, annoyingly, and he goes for Mud Slap, which lowers my accuracy. I go for Rock Throw and land it this time, taking it out in one hit. Last is Pidgeotto and he gets 2 gusts off on me, which don't do any real damage, and we take him out in 2 Rock Throws. Then we go off to Azalea Town and take on Bugsy. First is Metapod, which goes down in 1 Ember. Next is Scyther, who starts building up Fury Cutter. We go for Rock Throw, which leaves it in red. It then goes for Quick Attack and we finish it in an Ember. Last is Kakuna, who goes down in 1 Ember. Then the Azalea rival fight. He first sends in Ghastly, who uses Lick to start with, but we finish it off in 1 Ember. Next is Zubat. He goes for Supersonic and it fails, so we go for Rock Throw to take it out in 1 hit. Last is Meganium, who we take out in 1 Ember. Then we go to Goldenrod and take on Whitney. First is Clefairy, and its metronome antics put me in big trouble early on when it gets confused and confuses me, and due to a mixture of double slaps and me hitting myself in confusion, we finally take it down in low red health. But Miltank is next, and I think you will know where this ends. Rollout one-shots me. We're either going to have to grind more, or get incredibly lucky in terms of metronome. However, while I was grinding, my egg was hatching. Place your final bets on who it is, and it's Togepi. Telling you to subscribe and follow me on Twitter. Links will be in the description. Anyway, we've grinded to level 32 and we're taking on Whitney again. Clefairy goes down in 2 Embers and in the dreaded Miltank, we start having a rollout war. It uses it first, then I use it after, it uses it again, I use it after. It misses a definite KO rollout and we hit it with a powerful critical hit rollout to rub in all the salt wounds Whitney has provided with us for the last 23 years. Anyway, we make our way to Ecruteak for the Burnt Tower rival fight. Haunter immediately goes for Curse, which may cause us problems, but we take it out in 1 Ember, so we don't take damage this turn. Next is Zubat, who we also down in 1 Rock Throw. Next is Bayleaf, it goes for Reflect, we go for Ember, which takes it down to red health, get damaged by Curse, and then finish it off in another Ember. Last is Magnemite, and we finish it off in 1 Ember. Next is Ghost Gym Leader Morty. He lives with Ghastly, he uses Curse. I guess with the ghost types in this generation need their mouths rinsed out with soap, but we finish it off with Flamethrower. Next is Haunter, who goes for Hypnosis, and it fails, so we finish it off with a Flamethrower. Next is Gengar, who fails to Hypnosis this time. We are so lucky, and we take it out in 2 Flamethrowers. Last is Haunter, who also goes down in 1 Flamethrower. Next we venture to Cianwood to take on the gym leader Chuck. First he sends in Primeape, who we easily take out in 1 hit of Flamethrower. But next is Poliwrath, and unfortunately it outspeeds us and puts us to sleep with Hypnosis, then finishes off with Surf. This battle may need some grinding before we take it on again. Rematch this time and it goes a lot better. We unfortunately get crit by Primeape's Karate Chop, which is annoying, and again we defeat it in 1 Flamethrower. But now we outspeed the weak Poliwrath, who we take out in 2 hits with our new and strong move Body Slam. Then we return back to Olivine to take on Jasmine. First is Magnemite, who we melt with a Flamethrower. Next is Celix, who also goes down in 1 Flamethrower. The threat is now gone. And lastly, Magnemite goes down in 1 Flamethrower. Then we go and take on Price in Mahogany Town. First he sends in Seal and we try and defeat it in 1 Rock Slide, but it lives and lands a not very effective Icy Wind on us. We finish it off with a rollout. Then comes in Dugong, who tries to headbutt the rolling Slugma. I don't really get how that works, but we one-shot it and also we one-shot the pilot's one, which goes in after. Then the rocket tower takeover, but because it's so easy and poses no threat to us, we do the rival fight in the goldenrod basement. Versus Golbat, who we one-shot with Rock Slide. Next is Haunter, who uses Curse again, and we finish it off with Flamethrower. Next is Meganium, who we finish off in another Flamethrower. Next is Magnemite, who also goes down in one Flamethrower. And finally Sneasel, who goes down in one Rock Slide after a Constellation Phase attack. Next is Gym Leader Claire. First is Dragonair, who we take out in a crit Body Slam. Next is Kingdra, who uses Surf and instantly brings me into dangerous health. I hit a crit Body Slam again, however, taking it below half. Then Claire uses a Hyper Potion to heal back up to full, so we use Body Slam in hope of either getting a high roll crit or paralysis, but we get neither, as Kingdra finishes off with Surf. I'm going to grind a little bit so I outspeed the Kingdra because that's a problem. Rematch, and this time it starts out the same way. Dragonair goes down in one Body Slam, but the good news this time is that we outspeed Kingdra, so after 2 Body Slams we take it out. Next is Dragonair, who we one-shot in Body Slam, and finally is another Dragonair which also goes down in one Body Slam. Claire really needs some variety. Anyway, rival fight before Elite Four. First is Sneasel, who easily goes down in one Flamethrower. Next is Golbat, we go for rollout, he hits us with Wing Attack, we miss the second rollout, then we get critically hit by Wing Attack, but we survive and finish it off with Flamethrower. Next is Haunter, who goes down in one Flamethrower. Next is Kadabra, who also goes down in one Flamethrower. Next is Meganium, who also goes down in one Flamethrower. You can see why I love Flamethrower so much. Last is Magneton, who also goes down in one Flamethrower. The rival is defeated. We go into the Elite Four confident enough not to grind, so Psychic Trainer will. First is Xatu, who goes down in one Flamethrower. Next is Slowbro, who confused me, but we fire back with a Body Slam which paralyzes after breaking through confusion twice. We leave it on red HP and get hit with a Psychic, but finish it off after. Next is Xatu, who we also defeat with one Flamethrower after it hits me with Psychic. Next is Exeggutor, who goes down in one Flamethrower. And last is Jinx, who puts me to sleep with Lovely Kiss, then hits me with Psychic, but luckily we wake up next turn and defeat it with another Flamethrower. Next is Poison Trainer Koga. First he sends in Ariados, who goes down in one Flamethrower. Next is Forretress, who also goes down in one Flamethrower. Next is Muck. I use Body Slam and I get a paralysis, but it uses Minimize. However, that doesn't affect us because we take it out in one more Body Slam. Next is Crobat. We use Double Team after surviving a Rock Slide, then Koga uses a full restore, but we bring Crobat down to the same health as last time. Then Crobat uses Toxic, but we finish it off with a Rock Slide and reach level 69. Nice. Last is Venomoth, we finish off in one Flamethrower. Next is Fighting Trainer Bruno. First is Hitmontop, who goes down in one Flamethrower. Next is Onyx, who also goes down in one Flamethrower. Next is Machamp, who survives a Flamethrower on the tiniest bit of health, then hits me with a Rock Slide, and then Bruno uses a Max Potion while I use a Body Slam and paralysing it, and then finishing it off with a Flamethrower. Next is Hitmonlee, who went down in one Flamethrower, and last is Hitmonchan, who uses Mach Punch for a last-ditch effort, but he went Hook, Line and Sinker as we finish it off with Flamethrower. Last of the Elite Four is Dark Trainer Karen. She leads with Umbreon, who we go for Body Slam. She goes for Sand Attack, but it fails. We go for another Body Slam, paralyse it, and then she uses Confuse Ray to confuse me. But we break through and finish it off with Body Slam. Next is Gengar, and we hit ourselves in confusion. Then it goes for Curse, but we snap out and use Flamethrower to feint it. Next is Murkrow, and we finish it off with Rock Slide. Next is Houndoom, and it outspeeds me and finishes me off with Crunch. We may have to grind a little bit more to outspeed. Rematch time. This time we lead with Flamethrower as Umbreon survives barely and hits us with a Stand Attack, lowering our accuracy. But we finish it off next turn with Body Slam. Next is Gengar, who we easily defeat with one Flamethrower. Next is Murkrow, who we also defeat in a Rock Slide in one turn. Next is Houndoom, and we still don't outspeed and get critted by Crunch, however we revenge it with Rock Slide and one-shot it. Last is Vileplume, and we take it out in one Flamethrower. Finally, Dragon Master Lance. He leads with Gyarados, who we take out in one Rock Slide. Next is Aerodactyl, who outspeeds us because it's incredibly fast and hits us with Rock Slide, so we give it a taste of its own medicine and one-shot it. Next is Dragonite, and we use Rock Slide and it survives in low yellow, but gets Flinch, which is super helpful as we finish it off with Rollout to set up big damage. His next Dragonite comes out, we use Rollout again and take it to low yellow as it uses Thunder Wave to paralyse me. Then it uses Hyper Beam, hitting me for solid damage. Then we get fully paralysed. I try to set up another Rollout, but we miss as it's recharging. Then it gets another Hyper Beam off which we barely survive as I finish it off with Rock Slide. However, we are in no shape to fight Charizard as it finishes us off in one Hyper Beam. I doubt we need to grind, we just need to get super lucky with the second Dragonite. Rematch, and once again we finish Gyarados off with one Rock Slide. Yet again though, Aerodactyl outspeeds us and crits us with Rock Slides, which was uncalled for, but we one-shot it with Rock Slide in return. Next is Dragonite, who we crit Rock Slide one-shot, which was very useful for the damage we took before that. Next is his second Dragonite, who we use Rock Slide, flinch it, and then finish it off with Body Slam. Next is Charizard, he uses Hyper Beam and we barely survive and finish it off with a Rock Slide. Last is Dragonite. We use Rock Slide hoping for a flinch, but we don't get it and get taken out by Outrage. Now we definitely need to do a bit of grinding, otherwise we stand no chance of victory. Finally, after a few test runs to figure out a strategy we get this run, Gyarados goes down to 1 Rock Slide. Next is Aerodactyl, who again hits us with a crit Rock Slide, but we finish it off in 1 hit. Next is Dragonite, who used Rock Slide and get another lucky crit and one-shot it. Next is his second Dragonite, who barely survives and uses Thunder Wave. It doesn't affect us and we finish it off with Body Slam. Next is Charizard, who uses Hyper Beam and misses. We finish it off with Rock Slide. Last is Dragonite. I use Rock Slide, we take half of its health and we flinch it, setting up a perfect finale of a Rock Slide finish. We are now Pokemon League champion. So while the credits roll, I will now quickly say that we only recently hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you all so much for the incredible support you have shown to me and my channel. But anyway, we're moving on as we get inducted into the Hall of Fame and now we're going to take on Kanto. But because everything was easy, we will show you my attempts at Red. First try and it goes disastrously. Pikachu uses Charm, lowering our attack. We one-shot it with a crit Flamethrower, not that it matters, we'd one-shot it anyway. Next is Espeon, who hits us for basically half health with Psychic. We use Flamethrower and burn it, but it does nothing as Espeon crits us with Psychic, taking us out. Many tries later we get this run. Pikachu fails a Charm, so we take it out in 1 Flamethrower. Next is Espeon, who uses Reflect, and we go for Flamethrower, taking it down to red health. It then goes for Psychic, taking roughly half health, and we finish it off with Flamethrower. But next is Blastoise, and it's all over, as it crits us with Surf, taking us out. Blastoise automatically makes me realise I need to be level 100 for this fight. Let's try again. Another several tries later this time we use Double Team and set up 6 double teams to make it more like we aren't going to get hit by Blastoise Surf. After Pikachu hits us with a few Thunders, we take it out with Flamethrower. Also, notice I'm using leftovers to gain small amounts of health back. I used a Master Ball on a Snorlax to get those, but who cares. Next is Espeon, who also goes down in 1 Flamethrower. Next is Blastoise, who we get lucky as it misses Surf, and we use Body Slam, but it does no damage due to Reflect. Then Blastoise uses Rain Dance to boost water damage and we use another weak Body Slam. Then we avoid another 2 Surfs, still hitting weak Body Slams, but we get a Paralysis on the second. Then I go for Rock Slide hoping to get for the flinch, but it hits the Surf and we go down. At this point, strategy is not an option. We have to get extremely lucky now and hope Blastoise just misses everything. After about 10 tries when I feel like I want to give up, we get this run. Again, I go for 6 double teams, but somehow Pikachu is hitting Thunders, which already has terrible accuracy, and on the penultimate Thunder it paralyzes me, which really puts me off this run, but we will persevere. Next is Espeon, who lives Flamethrower, and it hits us with a crit Psychic, but we survive just, and then get fully paralyzed, which makes me really nervous, but then Espeon misses twice, and we finish it off in 2 Flamethrowers. Next is Blastoise, and it misses Surf, and we get fully paralyzed, then it misses again, and we get a decent Body Slam. Then it misses another Surf, and we hit another decent Body Slam. Then it hits Surf, bringing us down to 5 HP, the clutch, and we finish it off with Body Slam. But next is Snorlax, and I'm instantly feeling like we've lost. However, it immediately misses Body Slam, and I land one of my own, and paralyze it. Then we both get fully paralyzed, then I hit a Body Slam and Snorlax misses. And then we finish it off with another Body Slam. Then Charizard comes in, it misses Wing Attack, I miss Rock Slide, then it misses another Wing Attack, and I get fully paralyzed. It then gets a third Wing Attack, and we finish it off with Rock Slide. Last is Venusaur, it starts taking in Sunlight for a Solar Beam, but we finish it off with Flamethrower. Slugma is now officially the best Pokemon for taking on hard battles, including Red in this generation. And that's the end of the run. I hope you all really enjoyed it. This took me 3 months due to a real lack of motivation, some really hard battles, and lost progress due to me forgetting to save and evolving into Makaga and having to get really far back. For the next run I'm thinking of doing a Pokemon Ruby playthrough with only a single Absol because it was requested on my last challenge video. Once again, thank you all so much for supporting the channel. Subscribe, click the notification bell, like the video, and comment a challenge run you'd like to see me do in the future. Thank you all for watching and I hope you have an amazing day.